Today we're on lesson 2, day 7, and this is activity E. We're going to read the passage today and consider each word in bold and see if you can figure out the context of the sentence with the definition of the word. So as I read this, follow along in your book and consider each bold term and its meaning. The Iceman. The date was September 19th, 1991. A German couple returning from a day of hiking in the 10,000 foot high Osterler region of the Alps made a gruesome discovery. The head and shoulders of a body protruded from the glacial ice in a shallow trench in the rock. With the nose and upper lip twisted up to the side, the face was set in a terrible grimace. The couple believed they had discovered some unfortunate hiker. They reported their find at the mountain lodge where they were spending the night. The first endeavors by mountain rescuers to free the body were unsuccessful. The location was remote, and winter weather was beginning. A day or two later, the police asked medical experts from Innsbruck to assist in the recovery. Flying by helicopter to the site, they proceeded in a gingerly manner to chip away the ice until the body was free. Quickly placing it in a plastic body bag, they had it transported to Innsbruck for examination. There it was stored in a freezer that simulated the conditions of the mountain. At the same time, an inventory of the objects found with or near the body was taken. Because some of these items appeared to be at least 100 years old and to have historical significance, scientists at the University of Innsbruck were consulted. When they estimated that the find was 4,000 years old, everyone was astounded. Further tests established that the remains were actually 5,300 years old, an age later corroborated by tests at several independent institutions. Scientists were electrified by the discovery. Not only would they be able to study the man's body, but also they would be able to derive information from his clothing and equipment about the age in which he had lived, the late Neolithic period or late Stone Age. A cursory examination of the body showed it to be a remarkable state of preservation. Scientists believe that soon after the man succumbed to the cold, his body was dehydrated by the dry, icy winds of the high Alps. Subsequently, it was buried in snow, which filled the trench. As time passed, this turned into packed ice, sealing the body and protecting it from harmful exposure to the air. Further investigation revealed some interesting details. From the abrasion on his front teeth and the wear on his joints, scientists estimated the man's age at death to have been somewhere between 30 and 40 years. His height was just over 5 feet. He had been clad in neatly sewn deerskin garments with a grass cape to keep out the cold. With him were an axe with a long wooden handle, an unfinished bow, and a leather quiver filled with arrows. He also had a small leather pouch containing a flint scraper, some arrow tips, and a small knife. At first, scientists were puzzled by several tattoos on the man's body, a blue cross on the back of one knee, and a number of small parallel lines grouped together on his back and ankles. But examinations indicated that in each of these places, the man's joints and bones showed wear or injury. The scientists surmised that the markings may have been associated with some kind of primitive medical treatment. In 2016, a team of scientists thawed the body to make it possible for more examination. They worked quickly, and afterward, the body was frozen again to preserve it. An arrowhead was found buried in the Iceman's left shoulder that had pierced a major artery. Death would have followed very quickly. The contents of his stomach showed that he had enjoyed a large meal and was digesting it when he was taken by surprise and shot from behind. Otzi the Iceman is called, has given us revealing glimpse of life in the late Stone Age. Both his well-preserved body and the clothing and tools that were with him are unique remains of a time before writing or cities had come into existence. Go back through the text one more time and skim through all the bold words and ask yourself, do I know what they mean? And if I don't, look at the context of the sentence and see if it helps you remember. That is what we'll focus on today. Tomorrow we'll do the questions that go with the text.